Can I talk?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nothing's down. Whatever.
You're so cute.
I love you. Hello everyone. I am here with my beloved Koi and we're answering some questions about our relationship.
Yay!
And here's my dog.
Priya. Say hi, Pri. Also, if you guys want to watch our other video, we did more relationship questions, mainly kind of general advice on relationships as a thing at all on my channel. So just go down below and click that to watch.
Okay, so first question. How did we first meet?
Ooh, how did we meet?
Online.
Mm-hmm.
Is how we met.
As dude, I feel like 80% of people these days.
Yeah. I was actually Googling psychedelics and Koi's videos came up.
My video on, wasn't it the LSD video?
I don't remember.
I think it was the LSD one where I was like walking through the forest.
Yeah, I think so. And then I followed you on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And then shortly after you were in your accident.
Yeah.
So I wrote you wishing you well.
Yeah, that's when I got hit by a car, which is not the most fun thing ever. And I was in the hospital and I was getting tons and tons of messages, like thousands of people messaging me because I posted about it. And I don't know, you stuck out. Obviously I noticed you and I really was interested in your essence more than anything. Your energy really captivated me. So I wanted to talk. I just didn't even know what I wanted. I just wanted to talk to you. I just wanted to like converse with you and find out who you were and why I was being drawn towards your energy.
Mm-hmm. And then we just kept talking and I ended up in Los Angeles living with him about a month later.
Yeah, pretty much. Totally normal. Everyone does that. Nothing out of the ordinary. But also I think it's because we realized we had an insane amount of like similarities with everything in our life. Like,
yeah, it was kind of creepy actually.
Like a weird amount, like everything. Like
we'd ask something, I'm like, yeah, of course. I already know the answer. It was
pretty much reading each other's minds. So that was the big, like, I think catalyst to you coming out here was me just, any question we asked each other, we already kind of knew the answer.
Yeah.
It was freaky. Creepy. Yeah. See? Just like that. There's your proof.
What was the first impression of your partner?
Well, when we first started talking, I was just really curious and interested by you. I thought you were obviously really beautiful and really unique in a lot of ways. I hadn't really met someone who I was so similar with. But when we met you, I kind of just knew right away that I wanted to be with you and that I wanted to like date you. I was like, oh, okay, it was weird because we hadn't even really talked much, but I picked you up from the airport and I just was like, okay, just your energy was familiar. That was the biggest thing, is it felt like I had known you for years, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Compared to, I feel like, you know, when you meet somebody and you're not sure and you're kind of wishy-washy about it.
Natural.
100%.
Yeah.
It felt like I was picking you up after you were gone for like a couple of days.
Yeah.
And you'd already lived here for years, so it was that natural. So that was my first impression.
Yeah.
What about you?
So my first thought was basically like, what the hell?
What?
I was like, there's someone with so many similarities and just like belief system and everything the same as me. So why have I been like dating these guys that don't have the same similarities as me in this way?
Exactly.
So I was actually like, well, if I know there's guys like this out there, then I should just hold off until I'm with someone like that. And then I ended up with him, so.
The path was really interesting because we followed the same format of like Episcopal religions or like Abrahamic religion into like atheistic thinking, into Buddhist philosophy, and then deeper into Hindu philosophy. So,
yeah, another weird thing.
Yeah, exact same kind of path that we were both aware of.
Do your spiritual practices get in the way of each other's?
I think our stubbornness gets in the way, but not our practices, you know what I mean? It's just...
Our debates?
Yeah, pretty much that's all it is. It's just us being like, this is what we should implement in our practice, and then us having slight disagreements because we do follow slight different variations of the same kind of philosophy. So we both have a different opinion on what's the most important or what's the most effective because of how and what we've learned in our own paths.
I think we've got better at...
Yeah, definitely. Well, I think we're just getting better at compromising, and, you know what I mean? And accepting that, okay, some of these little things are going to be more of my focus, and some of these certain things are going to be more of your focus.
Yeah,
and it's
and
okay.
kind of like bringing them together a little
yeah,
bit.
exactly. But not expecting them to fully embody it or fully like take it up and drop what they're doing.
Yeah.
Which I think is a lot of times that people try to do in relationships. They want people to just kind of do what they do, and that's not how it works. It's about understanding how you can find common ground, which I think we're getting better at every day.
And also our practices, like every morning we have an hour to ourselves and we do our own thing. So it's definitely not getting in the way.
Yeah, I think that helps a lot. Give
each other that space.
I think a lot of people just wake up and they feel like they have to like start interacting right away, but we just give each other space to do our own thing.
Yeah, get in a good mindset for the day.
Yeah, she'll do yoga and I'll meditate, or like I'll be doing my puja in the morning and she'll be in the other room doing her kundalini. So it's just we give each other the space to do the practice. We're not like, why aren't you doing your puja right now at the same time I'm doing it? Or, you know, we just let each other follow our own practice. So that makes it a lot less stressful and less worrisome and more enjoyable, I think, overall.
Yeah.
Which helps a lot.
How do you know someone's your soulmate?
Intuition.
Yeah, it's definitely intuition.
100% intuition.
Like my friends that met their soulmates before I met Koi, I asked them the same thing and they always just said, when you know, you know.
Yeah.
And it was definitely like that for us, I think.
100%. I think that's how it should be. It shouldn't be like, oh, I think this is my soulmate.
Yeah, you're out of your mind and it's just your heart.
Yeah,
so you feel it.
I don't think soulmate has anything to do with logic at all. It has to do completely with your emotional, kind of like you said, you're literally your soul, your essence, knowing that it wants to share space with this other essence is really what I think soulmates embody. That's really what it comes down to. There's no other answer I think that would ever encapsulate it besides just kind of having this intuitive knowing.
Yeah.
That doesn't even have to be explained at all.
Yeah, and that's not to say that when you meet someone you're really excited about them, that means they're your soulmate.
Yeah, because that can be confused easily with just excitement and lust and all of our primal emotions.
Yeah, because I've been in relationships where I felt like, oh, this is the one, mostly because I was talking it up.
Yeah.
But my intuition...
You kind of hype up yourself to like kind of build the relationship in your mind.
Yeah, because you want it to work. Everyone wants to be in
No one like starts dating and the second date they're like, this is going to suck in 3 months.
And I also found when I ignored my intuition, like your intuition is deep down. So when you're really excited, if you sit with yourself, you know, and oftentimes I would ignore that and it would never turn out good.
I think a good conduit for understanding intuition is that it's really strong when you wouldn't expect it to be. So like when we're like, for me, it's when we're just at dinner or something, or you're just in there reading at night, and I just have this, we're not even maybe looking at each other or talking really, but you just have this kind of surge of like, this is right, or this is like perfect, or this is exactly how I want it to be. Yeah. That's really what intuition is. You know, it doesn't have to be something that's really like physical or super crazy, like you're, you know, at some like amazing resort and it's like the best thing ever. It can be the simplest stuff, just getting groceries with someone and you have that feeling while you're doing the bare minimum really is where I think you can really feel that intuition. I think you know you're in love when the other person can be the biggest creep on the planet and you still love them. They just do the weirdest stuff ever and you're just like, I still love this person.
Yeah, we're really weird with each other.
We're really weird. Too weird. So like, weird that we have to remember not to be weird when we're in public because we don't want to
make a point of it.
Want to like cause attention because we're creeps and weirdos.
Like, okay, we have to go back to normal.
Yeah, we have to talk with a normal voice and not make weird faces or walk funny.
Oh my god. How do you keep your own individuality and independence while in a relationship? I actually made a post about this recently. It's really important to continue having self-love rituals and practices and continue doing things that you love that are outside of your relationship. So you still have that part of you.
Yeah.
I think for me that's like...
You shouldn't be giving up everything that makes you the individual, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
For the partner at all.
So you still keep your hobbies and your personal practice. Like, not everything's reliant on your partner.
Exactly.
So that if you break up, you're losing like everything you guys do
yeah
together,
there shouldn't be I don't think it's a healthy relationship, but there's a fear of when you break up that you don't know what to do or have any you know anywhere to go, because that means you've given up everything that makes you you, which is why the person wanted to date you in the first place.
Yeah, exactly.
So for me it's like, whether we're together or not, I'm going to ride motorcycles, you know, I'm going to go to my temple, I'm gonna play video games every once in a while and watch movies. It's just it's okay to keep the things that make you you.
Yeah.
You just got to find also what you can do with your partner and find middle ground with things you enjoy, and then also respect them in that space where, okay, that's not my interest, but I'm okay with you having that interest. She doesn't know any movies really at all.
A little. I didn't
like zero movie
I didn't
references.
grow up with much of a TV.
No,
well,
so
I've never really had a TV.
But for me, I'm a big. I'm huge on cinematography. Like my favorite art form is film. So I've watched more films than I can imagine. You know, you don't like that I've watched so many or I've watched so many movies, but I love movies. So I've watched a lot of movies. So I always have these dumb references in like movies, but you don't get any of my references because you don't watch them. So it's
hey, I got one earlier today.
yeah, but and overall it's like I have to just be like, oh, okay, she's not gonna get my references, but I still love her. But it's just those little things like, okay, I gotta accept that not everything's gonna be how I want it to be all the time.
But that's good because
Yeah.
that's your thing.
Exactly.
I don't need to be there doing it all with you all the
Yeah,
time,
exactly.
you know?
Unless I drag you out to the movies.
Yeah, sometimes, but not all the time.
No, that's the good thing is, you know, compromising and then also giving them space to do it on their own, but not trying to force them to do everything you want to do or
Yeah.
to understand why you do
And
it.
just not being dependent on the person.
Yeah, exactly. Independence isn't good. Like we do it all the time. If she needs space to work on something, I'll go do something for a while, or if I need space, she'll go do something. We respect each other's space as much as we can, living in a one-bedroom apartment. It just really comes down to that.
And it can be hard sometimes because,
Yeah.
especially at the start of a relationship, there's a lot of passion and you want to spend all your time with
Yeah.
someone, but you really have to prioritize stepping away and doing your own thing.
Yeah,
And know
yeah.
that it's
And also,
for the better of the relationship.
The biggest thing too that I would tell people is people, you have to be able to get over your disagreements really quickly. Like us, we can have a disagreement or a little argument about something, but we're good at being over it in 5 to 10 minutes, you know, at max, maybe an hour, just because we realize that our relationship has priority over a small little thing we might not agree on or might have different opinions on. A lot of people I've noticed in relationships, they hold grudges, and they keep all these emotions inside and they let it kind of ruin their relationship because they don't just want to apologize to their partner or say I'm sorry.
Communication.
Yeah, or say, okay, we were both upset, let's, you know, communication is really easy, and that's a really easy way to get through what for a lot of people can be like relationship enders, you know what I mean? Arguments or disagreements in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So it's just having that I think it's humility and, you know, openness to say, okay, I'm sorry, let's continue. You know, or I understand I was this way or you were this way or we were thinking this way or we were saying things. Let's continue, let's move forward, let's make progress. And that's what I think fortifies a lot of relationships.
Always growing.
Yeah. Like a tree. But that is today's video. I'll be doing Krystal's outro. Thank you, babe, for having me on your channel.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, if you guys want to see the rest of our relationship questions, not on our relationship specifically, but just on how to handle yourself, I guess, and your emotions and understanding how to make a relationship work, I have a video on my channel. You can just go down below and click and come watch it and enjoy. Bye.
Namaste.
Namaste.